Welcome to the Crystaline Mars Show. I am your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones, the come here's, and the leave us alone. And I'm a spiritual guide to assist you in this life in any way that I can. Do you understand? If you rock with me, raise your hand. Y'all meet us on the website, CrystalineMars.com, and order up your spiritual tools, gems, jewels, as well as book your services. Y'all take advantage of the sales that we have while they last. Meet us here every night as well. We grow live. Sometime divine, maybe between 8:45 and 9 or a little after. So turn your notifications on nonetheless so you don't miss a beat. Yeah, Kiki said hands. Hands up, thumbs down, represent that B-Town. But yes, y'all, thank y'all for sharing this space. Let's go ahead and roll into the daily energy. I'm trying to be slick. I'm gonna see how long I could be slick. All right, so the daily energy. What we got? So the daily energy I'm going to be covering is for March 8th. If y'all do want a live reading, by the way, y'all can send y'all love offerings in and I'll conduct those first come, first serve. But for March 8th, all right, it does feel like this very cloudy with a chance of meatball energy for this day. Being that the moon is in Cancer, the daily energy also adds up to 2. And then 8-3, that adds up to 11, which represents that King Vision. And so I just feel like there will be some deception in the air, but you will have the ability to see through the fog. So definitely don't take everything at face value. You know, ask more questions for clarity. And yeah, don't be so quick to make a decision based off of what you see. All right. Definitely fortifying yourself, grounding mat. Starting your day off with like maybe a green juice or some fruits as well can set you off on a good note, or like a good smoothie, right? But on this day, we definitely want to maintain discipline nonetheless and minimize the distractions, okay? The crystals for the day are garden quartz, sardonyx, and black obsidian. The colors for the day are blue and white. And the ritual for the month, bitch, is a Sweet Life Manifesto. Okay? I'm going to keep telling y'all, if y'all did not fuck around and find out about that Sweet Life Manifesto, when I say life has been sweet, I've been waking up to abundance every fucking day this week. And even leading to that, but definitely, y'all been showing up. Spirit been showing up. My work's been showing up, bitch. So I recommend that y'all go book y'all Sweet Life Manifesto. If you know, like I know, on the website, CrystalineMars.com. Set your intentions and watch how this shit come through for you. But also we have, I'd recommend booking a deeply rooted ritual. All right. So that's the energy for March 8th. And we're now going to transition over to our tarot tea time, you and me time. Peace, Blaze. Thank you, Kinsley, and peace, Fafo, Kevin, and everyone else. How y'all feel? To those of you who were here last night for the 369 contract break, how did y'all feel today? There was definitely some entities that were a little shooketh during the contract break for me. Towards the end, I started getting a little antsy when he started calling out certain deities that were connected to me, that were inside of me. I started moving, like I started like getting antsy. I was like, yeah, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Ashe Blaze. Graffiti said that Sweet Life ritual, that Sweet Life Manifesto ritual is the truth. Ashe, I'm trying to tell them, Graffiti. And to all of you who have been sending me your personal testimonies, thank y'all. But I do ask if you could go to the website and go under your ritual or even your jewelry that you've ordered. And if you could leave a review there, that would definitely help a ton. Thank y'all in advance. Kenyatta said, been contemplating cutting my hair now. Now I really want to do it. Ah, come on. Kenyatta said, wait, what happened yesterday? Brother Logas guided the collective through a contract breaking ritual. So go look at last night's episode. To all of you who didn't get to join, go back to yesterday's 369 episode, and it was pretty much the service that I offer, but it was like a little sneak peek. It was like a little, it was a little lighter, because obviously he was working with collective energy, so he couldn't like pinpoint it, but it was very profound. I am from Virginia, born in Georgia. Jasmine said, yes, I've been getting the nudge to cut yours as well. Come on. Come on. Come on in the room. Graffiti said, I feel the energy staying out past my boundaries. I love that. They be trying to creep up. They be trying to creep in. I'm able to spot it and shut it down before it gets out of hand. Yup. Get the fuck out of here, head ass. All right, what's up? Come on. Let's see what we got here for the collective perspective. I want y'all to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, move the energy around, okay? Melanated, have you been jangle-lang-a-langing yet? Who was that? Who was that, baby boo? Tiandra Don purchased 2 bracelets and 2 jangle-lang anklets. I said, oh shit, bitch. She really about to irritate some spirits. She got 2 anklets and 2 bracelets, bitch. Jang-a-lang-a-lang. Melanated said, yes, all day. You know how like when we get our nails done, you said I am. You here? Hey baby boo, you in the cut. You so annoying. You always cut it up. But you know how we got our nails done. Be like, so I would like to get a number 1. Number 1. But then, so what comes on the? That's how you be with the bracelet. Like, so I was just. Hold on, wait. I'm trying to think. Yo, chill out. Being that extra. Kenyatta said, waiting on my taxes so I could jangle. You already nangle. Big Time said, no yoni turban today. No yoni turban today. No. You said, yep, I'm going to be just like that. Wait till you get them anklets. Have you ever had anklets with the jangles up there? Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. And then copper around the ankle is very good as well because it's a grounding tool. And y'all know we entering the spring equinox. The spring equinox, springtime is here. It's sundress season coming up. So I need y'all to invest in y'all copper anklets. I'm going to have some more coming up. I'm going to have some more coming soon with like different crystals and stuff. So y'all stay with it. Y'all stay posted because you know I'm going to come through and do the most it. You say exactly doing all the hand motions. Laugh my ass off. No facts. Okay, come on, y'all. Let's get into the energy read. What we got? All right. So we have choose freedom and we have emotional self-care. Choose freedom, emotional self-care here. Choose freedom and emotional self-care. Okay, so what I'm picking up is it's like, it feels like it's something that you may be doing or something that you may say that may kind of step on somebody's toes, that may hurt somebody's feelings, and some of you may, you know, try to tread lightly. You may walk on eggshells because you care for people. You're like, well, I love you, and so I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to say certain things because I don't want to hurt your feelings or something like that. But if you love them, you would be honest with them. If you really cared about them, like you say you do, you would be honest with them. And you can still have, you know, compassion and empathy and still do what you're going to do. You know what I mean? But I do feel like there is something that you need to do for you to free yourself here. Some of you may have been bottling something up or accepting something, acting like something is okay. Some of you also feel very overwhelmed with like your duties as a parent here. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Rather it's the grandparents, rather it's the best friend you trust, rather it's the parent, you know. But some of you are definitely trying to take on more than you have to. Okay, so with this choose freedom, how can you free yourself? Some of you also need to be more kind to yourself when you quote unquote fall short. Okay. You may have your own goals and plans that you're setting. And it may not look exactly like you planned, and so you may feel like you did something wrong, or you're doing something wrong, or you let some energy come in and interfere. But you're doing just what you need to do. Okay? So trust that for sure. I don't know who needs to hear that. But there may be some kind of connection with a water sign or a fire sign, or a fire sign could be definitely feeling more soft, feeling more connected with your emotions and your intuition. There could be some water signs that are feeling more fired up, that are feeling more passionate, that are feeling more like feeling ready to like just forge ahead and to charge forward. March 24th may be significant. April 2nd. July 3rd. Let's see. Said OMG. This all applies to me from the very first card pull. Ashe. Ashe Graffiti said I'm gonna be dancing all spring. Okay. Something about amputation as well may be significant. Somebody may be undergoing a very major surgery very soon. I'm not speaking this amputation over you. I'm just channeling this amputation energy, okay? But we have miracles in motion, all right? We have miracles in motion here. And we have trials and tribulations in reverse, all right? Miracles and motion and trials and tribulations in reverse. So I channeled that April 2nd and it came up again because I saw 2-4 and I just saw the reflection of that. So there could be like some kind of challenge that you are undergoing right now, or that you were undergoing, but with the trials and tribulations, this does feel something, it does feel like it's near a closing here. This could be around the full moon energy that is approaching on the 13th. On the 13th. Let's see. But miracles in motion. Let's see what this is. Somebody may be seeing like gray hairs come through as well, or somebody may be embracing their silver hair. Something about a farm or a petting zoo may be significant as well. Give me one more. But with this trials and tribulations, the shadows in reverse, I'm picking up trickster energy. Trickster energy. Okay, so this could be something like a blessing in disguise here. All right. It may hurt. It may be scary. It may feel like the odds are stacked against you, but it's literally the complete opposite. Yeah, these miracles are in motion. This is like a continuous flow here. Somebody definitely has gotten momentum. What we got? We have strength tested. Yeah. Pizza Hut may be significant. But Capricorn, somebody born on the 8/18. But with this strength tested, miracles and motions, these trials and tribulations, like we've talked about. I channeled this the other day for the collective, and I was saying you've grown so much in your waiting period here. And just as strong as your lessons were, as long as your lessons were, that's how strong and long that your blessings are. A lot of you are going to have enough to take care of you and those around you. You're going to have the means to do things. Even if you don't want to do them, you will have the means to do it if needed. I do see an emergency fund as well. Somebody's like trying to build or pay some stuff off so they could get like an emergency fund bill. Somebody's like, I just want a couple $100 on the side just for a rainy day. There is a lot that is unlocking for you. But there are going to be some tests and trials and things en route to, again, test you. Like, are you going to go all the way, or are you going to give up on yourself? Are you going to fall victim? Are you going to be a coward? You know? What's that Courage the Cowardly Dog? He was scared of every fucking thing. Y'all declare in the comments, miracles are in motion for me. Or my miracles are in motion. Boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. Boys, we are the boys in motion. We'll give you our devotion. What we got? I'm hearing like give yourself your flowers. I love that though, because some of you are not even stressing about what you used to stress about. Some of y'all are still in the fucking trenches. Some of y'all are in the gutter, peanut butter, in the midst of the trials and tribulation, bitch. But some of y'all taking it like a G because maybe you know, like, you know, I done all that I could do. It's nothing else I can do right now but to do what I'm doing, which is continue to work, continue to do my works in the spiritual and the physical. And that is also helping you, like, that is also helping you, what's the word? Navigate this space quicker. You said Courage had the sight, though. His intuition was always on point. Ashe. Honestly, I never watched the show. I just saw, like, snippets of it. I never liked that show. I don't know why. I don't know if I was scared of the dark, bitch, or what. But that show was always, like, spooky. But just everything I always saw, he was fucking trembling. I used to play the game on Disney Channel. I mean, on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network used to have the... Y'all remember the like Cartoon Network and Disney? They used to have like all of the fun lit games. Y'all remember like the sandwich stacker from Lilo and Stitch? Or Lilo and Stitch? But they used to have the lit games online, man. That's when online was like lit for real, before social media really took over. Y'all remember the sandwich stacker? It was like, I remember Kim Possible, they had like the nacho builder game. Oh man, they had like the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody game, the Corey, the That's So Raven, where it had like the different floors and stuff. That was so lit. Okay, come on, let's get back to it. I'm having a lot of like nostalgic energy coming right now. All right, what we got here? Come on. Okay. We have It's All Coming Together. So this is confirmation from yesterday. It's all coming together. And we have How Can You Mother Yourself? How can you father yourself? So with this emotional self-care, this could be you just giving yourself permission to take a day off, or to, again, like I said, like ask for help or invest in yourself, get a nice little massage, or do something nice for yourself, whatever that is for you. Hell, it may just be even take a little nap. You so crazy. I'm talking about low-key, the Lilo and Stitch sandwich stacker is the reason I'm fat now. You so crazy. And the Kim Possible one. Okay, come on. He said back when Disney was lit. No, for real, when they had do the little thing. All right, what we got here? Okay, do something to change your energy. Dance with life. Do something to change with energy. So it does feel like there's something that you need to open up to doing differently. Open up to doing differently. I know this morning when I rose, typically the first thing that I do when I get up is I will stretch. And then I have my other things, sequence of events that I do after that. But today, the first thing that I did was take a shower. And when I was in the shower, I was like, ooh, I think I want to like start my days off with showers. Because I just like the way it made me feel. At least today it did. So even if I don't do this every day, I do see for me personally as well that there are things that I need to change as I change, as I evolve. But we have You're Already Doing It. Stop overthinking it. Keep facing your true north. So like I said, you're doing what needs to be done. You're doing what needs to be done, but there just may need to be a bit of adjustments that need to be made, and you may naturally be trying to just do the same thing in autopilot. But if you actually take a step back and tap into how you feel, how these new things or this new approach or new path or whatever makes you feel, you may see like, ooh, I want to do more of this, or I can actually benefit from more of this. Okay, it may be sun gazing, yoga, breath work, meditating. I don't know what that is for you. And something with that, don't overthink it. Something may not be as taxing as you think. Like I said, I didn't want to show up tonight. I was a little tired. And I was like, but you know what? For real, my segment is only 30 minutes. My segment is only 30 minutes. And I'm over here dreading it like, oh, I'm tired. And so I allowed myself to rest my eyes for about 10 minutes. And then I got up. Because I wasn't even sleepy. It was just like, I guess I just needed to like just rest my eyes a little bit. And then I got up and I was good to go. And I was like, oh, okay. So some of you may just need a little reset, right? Take some time off of work. Take some time from the kids or something like that. Some time for you. Somebody may want to like book a little getaway, a little weekend, 1 day, 2 day, me day, you day. But we have the Two of Cups here. What's this Two of Cups? Oh, yay. Ah! We have the Two of Cups and we have the World. Hold on. Oh. I'm hearing that song. I think it's by Whitney Houston. You mean the world to me. You are my everything. That's why I only did together something nice to me. Oh, baby. Or no, that's Toni Braxton, right? But with this Two of Cups and we have the World here, 221 may be significant, 212. But with this Two of Cups and the World, this does feel like somebody's definitely closing up something when it comes to matters of the relationships here. Let me see. Y'all know we do got the 369. We had that yesterday. We have it on the 15th. And then it's going to come back up on the 24th. So this could definitely be a major wrap up when it comes to karmic energy that was interfering when it comes to your love life. Let me see. What's this Two of Cups and the World? Two of Cups and the World. Some of you have options, but you still keep going back to the same thing. Yeah, some of you have options, but you're like, it's like, but my heart's here. My heart's there. Something about matching bracelets, matching tattoos or something too. Oh, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So I do see, to those who are connected with me right now, a lot of you have been being very intentional when it comes to your work and the energy that you put into your work. Following your purpose, or even discovering what your purpose is. I encourage to those of you who are ready to book a book a birth chart reading on the website. All right, and I will definitely help you with discovering you beyond who you know yourself to be and what you know your purpose to be. But let's see. Ooh. We have the Temperance here, the Eight of Pentacles and the Temperance. You are literally like an earth angel. You are an earth angel. You bless so many people in ways that you know, in ways that you don't know, and in ways that people don't know. Okay? Okay. And some of you may not even understand why you attracted certain energy, but they honestly were helping you. It's given like the exercise, the contract break that we did last night, and Brother Logas led us to a treasure chest. And he said, like, this person here at the treasure chest has the key and they're going to help you unlock the treasure chest here. So definitely when it comes to the challenging energy, when it comes to the darkest energy, to the lightest energy, it was all helping you with discovering, uncovering who you truly are and what your purpose is. Michael Jackson may be significant. Somebody may have a large chest tattoo with like words on it. Something about a constructionist, a construction worker. I said a constructionist. Is that a thing? Oh, we got the King of Pentacles. So this is your hard work paying off. This is your hard work paying off. Wow. Wow. What I'm seeing right now is somebody literally be flabbergasted. It's reminding me, y'all, I'm always talking about me, but it's like when these things come to mind, I share them with y'all, because I remember when I was manifesting Logas, and when he came into my life, like I remember just staring at him like, no way you were fucking here. Like, I really manifested you. Some of y'all may be saying that, like, I really manifested you, because they are checking all of the boxes. Or it's like, yo, like, I've been connecting with you in spirit for so long. I've been connecting with this timeline, with this dream job for so long. I've been seeing this reality for so long. And like, bro, like, I'm really here. I just see somebody like at all. Like, are you serious? Like, pinch me so it's real. Like, squeeze my butt so I know it's real. Do it again. I couldn't feel it. We have the Six of Swords. So for some of you, this is already manifested. For some of you, this is en route. Interesting. I'm not sure. It's something about somebody being like, your intuition could have been guiding you in a way, but there could be some things that are not exactly how you thought it would be. I don't know, because I'm seeing somebody who has a vision, and you see this vision clear as day, but it's not going to be exactly how you envisioned, but it's definitely going to have the energy connected to it. Somebody know up and down what their life gonna look like, and it may be close, but it's gonna still be some things that catch you off guard, that you don't know, that you don't see clearly right now. I'm channeling a suicide attempt right now. I'm channeling a suicide attempt, or that could just also be symbolizing somebody just wanting to give up on something or just jump ship. But your rescue is here. We have the moon. So like okay, with this moon, the Six of Swords, and we have the moon here. Mermaids. Ariel. What was that movie? The Little Mermaid. I can't recall it, but I'm just seeing something about the throat chakra being blocked. Because wasn't it on that movie like she couldn't talk? Like the stepmother or the mother or whatever like blocked her throat chakra here. So some of you definitely, there could be like some struggles with your throat chakra now or in the past when it comes to communicating your truth, expressing your truth or your emotions here. Ooh, wait, bitch. God damn. Wow. So we have the King of Pentacles here on one end. We have the Queen of Pentacles on the other end. We have the Six of Swords and the Moon in between them. So this is definitely a connection between you and your manifestations, because, you know, when we talk about masculine energy, masculine is just a physical manifestation. The feminine is the spiritual, behind the scenes, the unseen. So this does not have to be only in regards to like a physical man or physical woman, but this is actually the physicality of what you are manifesting in spirit right now. But it is en route for sure. You are en route. This is your year, I'm hearing. This is your year. I heard the breakdown, but we have the Two of Cups here. We have the World. So you have work to do, and you have people to do it with, or a person to do it with. So the divine is bringing in this help to make your life easier as well as their life easier. This does feel like very two powerful people. Two powerful people. And I do see you having the freedom to be you, because some of you may definitely want to, you may want a job or career or a relationship where it has structure but also freedom. And I see that for you. What I'm seeing right now is Russell Simmons and Sierra. And I remember Sierra has a song. Like it's called, what is it? The Prayer, Sierra's Prayer. Because they was like, sis, like, how did you, you know, get Russell Simmons after, especially after like Future, you know, but how Russell Simmons, like, he allows Sierra to, you know, be, you know what I mean? And like there are certain videos where she'll be dancing and he'll just be in the background, like just smiling and like just letting her, you know, shine her light. But then he also shines his light, you know, and she supports him. And so that's just what I see for you, platonic and romantic, where it's like you're going to be supporting and you're also going to be supported. And I'm picking up on this energy where it's like, don't rob people the opportunity to show up for you. Yeah, Russell Wilson. What I said? I said Simmons, bitch. Thank you, Ray Bay, because you know I just was going in talking about some damn Simmons. Not Russell Simmons, bitch. Russell Wilson. But yes, it's given like you may try to make decisions for the other people thinking that you know what they're going to say, or thinking that you know their availability. And you're just like, oh no, well, I'm not going to bother them because of so and so. But whole time, if you were to ask them or if you were to invite them, like they would have definitely loved to show up for you. So again, when it comes to you sharing certain experiences or inviting certain people along that you love, that you know, that you want to celebrate with, do that. Like, stop trying to be convenient for people. And that's a message in itself. Stop trying to be convenient. Stop inconveniencing yourself to try to convenience people. If they can't, they can't. Like, let them say that. But maybe you're scared of rejection or being a burden. Why am I going back to this deck? Woo! You might as well. We got the Two of Swords. All right. Let's see what this Two of Swords is about. We got the Queen of Cups. Two of Swords, Queen of Cups. And the Alchemist. Okay. Okay. So I do feel like this could have to do with like works that you've already put in, and now like your manifestations are now picking up speed. And But your emotions may be a little unstable right now. Your energy levels may be a little unstable right now. And Spirit's calling for the collective to choose very wisely. Choose very wisely and don't let your emotions like sway you. Don't let your emotions sway and delay you. That's what I'm getting. Because with this alchemist, you're definitely on to something. You're on to something. You right on the money with something. You're right in alignment with something. Okay, and that doesn't mean you're going to do exactly the same thing every day, the same thing every time, but you'll know. It's kind of reminding me of like today. I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to do the show. I don't want to do the show tonight. Like, I'm tired. It's like, no, just rest your eyes for a little bit, but we got shit to do. And so you may find like when it's, you know, it may be a little more challenging to push through, or you may just try to be like, oh no, I'm not going to do this. And Spirit's like, no, this is the time that you need to push through. Like, just reset, take a little 10-minute, 15-minute nap, 15-minute break, 15-minute reset, whatever that is for you. But don't not show up. Don't not show up. Like, because you don't want to interrupt the flow. Don't interrupt the flow. And you don't have to be, like, overwork yourself either. But it is a minimum that is required. There is a minimum that is required. Even if you can't necessarily show up at your max, even if your max is your min, like, show up with that minimum, okay? Ooh, we have the Six of Pentacles. This is confirmation. This is confirmation. This Six of Pentacles is your return of investment. This is reciprocity here, giving and receiving, all right? And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this is rushing in. Like we said, don't interrupt the flow. Don't interrupt the flow. Don't wait till things get slow for you to be like, oh, I got to get back up. Like, no. No. And what are you doing that may be draining your energy levels? Honestly, I probably need to stop looking at them damn videos that I be looking at. Some damn murder cases. But yeah, like what are you let's also reflect on what we are consuming that could also be, you know, draining our energy. Peace, Tilly's World. Thank you. And we have the Two of Cups here again. So this is confirmation. This is confirmation. We had the Two of Cups come up twice. So in regards to your alignment, in regards to your harmony with Source, you know? It's giving like somebody who's having a little rough patch and they want to break up. It's like, no, like, just let's come to the table. Let's talk about it. Let's see what needs to be addressed, what needs to be, you know, moved around, because I'm gonna do it. But we have the Ace of Pentacles here. I love this. So this is a new financial venture. This is prosperity. These are opportunities. All right, you said yes, laugh a lot. I had to take a break from watching gangster movies. Yeah, I think I'd be invested in them damn videos. It'd be so interesting. But we have the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, you're right on the money, okay? So don't sleep on yourself. Don't sleep on yourself. But allow yourself to get a little rest as needed. Okay, so that concludes our Tarot Tea Time, you and me time of the day. Let's close out with our declaration, which is, I finish what I start. Knight of Pentacles. Did that one come out? No, I think that was the Knight of Swords. I finish what I start. So finish what you start. Finish what you start. All right? So let's continue on. Thank y'all for sharing this space. We're going to now transition. Ashe, India, of course. I'm in India. Ray Bay said this was beautiful for us, for sure. So y'all declare down below, I finish what I start. And we're going to go ahead and transition over. And don't forget to send y'all love offerings in, y'all, for the merchandise raffle that will be held on the 1st. $5 equals 1 entry. The more entries increase your chances of winning any beautiful merchandise from our website. Oh, Twanique, what was that love offering for? Was that for a reading? What was that for the raffle? Was that for love? What was that? I just saw that. Twanique, what you want? You know, somebody do something real nice. Like, what you want? What was that for? Hurry up, because I got to go. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I send it back times a million. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and transition over to... we're going to go ahead and transition over to the spiritual lesson. Okay, I session. Hold on, I gotta crawl out this bitch. Ouch! What's her name? Thelma from damn... Is it Thelma? Not Thelma. What's the little thing from the Incredibles when she was walking? What you trying to do? Adjust it? God damn! We can see you. Is that what you were trying to do?
Peace, family. Today's spiritual lesson is boundaries versus barriers. Boundaries versus barriers. Now, you may have heard of setting boundaries, right, for yourself, setting boundaries between you and other people, whether it be lovers, whether it be family, friends, coworkers, strangers, whatever, right? Setting boundaries. Now, I want to show the difference between boundaries and barriers. There's a certain group of people, I'm not going to say which group, but there's a certain group of people out there who love to set boundaries, who love to talk about boundaries or come to these epiphanies, these realizations of setting boundaries, right? Now, I want you to see the difference between a boundary and a barrier. See this boundary? I just put a line going around. Barrier looks like this, like walls, like these brick walls. Now, when you think of a boundary, think of a basketball court, right? When the ball goes outside the line, they call that going out of bounds. You're out of the boundary, right? Think of a football field. When you touch the white line, you were out of bounds. You were out of the boundary, right? Even think about since we talk about murder cases, think about when there's a murder case, they put a yellow tape around the body, right? That yellow tape is a boundary. Now, a boundary is, if you may notice in all three of these situations, a boundary is a line, it is a marker, it is something put in place saying, hey, you're not supposed to cross this line. Otherwise, this is considered being out of bounds, or you're not supposed to come in, you're not supposed to go out, things like that, right? But it's more of a warning, right? It doesn't stop anybody. Anybody can go in and out of bounds on a football field. Anybody can go in and out of bounds on a basketball court. Anybody can go in and out of the boundary of the murder tape, right? Anyone can just cross over. You're just not supposed to. You're just not supposed to, right? Well, that's what boundaries are for those who create boundary between you and your relationship partner, you and your children, you and your parents, you and yourself, you and strangers, you and associates, you and your peers, you and your business partner. A boundary is just saying, hey, this is not where you're supposed to cross, or maybe this is not where I'm supposed to cross for myself, right? But we can easily cross it. People can easily overtake your boundary. We see the line, but hey, today I feel like crossing over that line, right? Well, a barrier, when you think about protection, right? Men are known as the protectors. And men like to build what? Walls. Because when you build a wall, you stop invaders from leaving. When you build a wall, you stop the children from invaders, getting in. You stop from children leaving, right? Wandering out, pets wandering out, the heat or the cold wandering out, right? You stop the bugs from getting in. You stop the enemies. You stop opponents from getting in, right? You stop the big bad wolf from getting in, right? That is the power of a wall. A wall not only says, hey, you're not supposed to go in, a wall says you're not getting in. The only way you can get in is if I let you in. While the boundary saying, hey, you're not supposed to get in, come in, but if you decide I'm gonna cross this boundary anyway, it's going to happen. And in fact, if you don't know what the rules are, look, if you're starting to date somebody, but they don't know the rules, they don't know that, hey, that line means don't cross it, they're going to cross some boundaries. If your friend doesn't know about this line here, they see the line, but they don't know what it's for, they may cross it. If you look at a basketball court, there's a lot of lines. You look at a football field, there's a lot of lines. And a lot of those lines you can cross. The only way I'm going to know not to go out cross the out of bounds lines is if you tell me which lines those are. But when you build a wall, you just run into a wall. I don't have to tell you about the wall. You just run into it. You get stopped by it. Ashe. And the individuals out there who love boundaries tend to have an issue with walls. Because see, when you put up emotional walls, mental walls, they protect you. And they stop others from taking advantage of you. Now the issue may be, well, then how do you connect? Well, that's what a door is for. See, people want you to bring down your walls, tear down your walls, move your walls. Why? The walls were built for a reason. You're not going to take down the walls of your house now, are you? You're not going to take down the walls of your vehicle. No, those walls will be up forever. But you put a door. And in that door, someone gets to knock at that door, and then you get to open it and say, or maybe you just check the ring phone first, like, who is it? Figure out, does this person, should you give them the time of day? Then you may open the door and say, hey, how's it going? What do you need? What do you want to talk about? And then if you feel comfortable enough, you might say, okay, you know what? You can come in to this house. But understand that there's rules to this house. See, everyone who has a house, who has an apartment, who has a living space, you know, hey, there's rules when you come in. There's rules when you come into my room. There's rules when you come into my space, right? But when you just have a boundary, when you just have a bunch of lines, the rules don't really mean anything. Because those lines are just that, are imaginary, just as imaginary as your rules. So understand that do not allow people, if you are the ones who have walls up, do not allow someone to say, hey, bring your walls down. No, you convince me to open the door. Why? Because see, if I pull my walls down, I make myself not only vulnerable to you, but vulnerable to other things as well. No, instead, convince me to let you into the door. And if I let you into this door, guess what? Not only when you come in, I'm going to close the door, and now we're both going to be protected. Meaning, I'm going to still continue to protect myself, but I'm also going to protect you now as well. Ashe. And then understand this. The most powerful combination is having barriers with boundaries. How so? Well, there's basketball courts that are outdoors, that are outside. There's football fields that are outside that anybody can just walk on. But when you have a indoor building with a football field in it, indoor building with a basketball court in it, there's a barrier around. Not anyone can just come into the gym. Not anyone can just come into the stadium. And then when you come in, so that the outside is the masculine, the inside is the feminine. When you come in, then there are boundaries. But see, you already have done the necessary things to come into the space. Therefore, you have built enough trust where the individual or the group says, hey, we let them into the walls, so we're not too concerned about necessarily what they do. We would like them to follow these rules, follow the boundaries, but we'll give them leeway because we already let them into the door. This is what you do on a macro and a micro scale as a relationship. This is what you do together as a masculine and feminine. But even as an individual, you need to have walls up for certain things, and then within the walls you have boundaries, meaning leeway, meaning that there's rules, but hey, you're not going to just you're going to allow once you allow your partner, once you allow your family members, once you allow your friends to come through the walls, then you start to give them leeway, but still have boundaries. What some of us also tend to do is we build walls and we open a door eventually for somebody, but then we don't have any boundaries within the walls. Some of us only have the boundaries and no walls. The best form of protection is both. To have an outdoor boundary or outdoor barrier protecting the boundaries that are inside your basketball court or inside your football field. Ashe. So that is today's spiritual lesson. Now we'll go into the Q&A, and if anyone wants to come on to the face-to-face Fridays, you are welcome to do so. Ashe. Peace over to the Facebookers. Peace over to the OGs on IG. And peace over. Appreciate all the likes and follows on IG as well. And peace over to the YouTubers. We appreciate all the like, shares, subscribes, super chats, and as well as the cash apps. Ashe. And as you can see, I have on one of the decadent Crystaline Mars pieces tonight. Ashe. Let's see what we got. Do we have anything? Peace to Kong No Pause and Honey Ivy. It's been a minute. Peace to Oluwo Iroshun, maybe? Irosun. Ashe. Ashe to Duüblé. Ashe to Graffiti. I see Graffiti also is trying to get on to the face-to-face. I don't see anybody else saying anything, so I might as well bring our brother on.
Oh, y'all just see my ceiling for now.
Ashe.
One second.
Peace.
Alright, there we go. Can y'all hear me good?
Ashe. I can hear you perfectly.
Alright, peace, brother.
Peace.
I had to get my hair on. Y'all got your hair.
Yeah. Right.
How's everything going?
Going well. It's going in the right direction. How about yourself?
Oh, I can say the same. I can say the absolute same.
Beautiful. How'd you sleep last night?
With my eyes closed.
Yeah, you know.
I wanted to say that.
Ashe.
But yeah, everything been good, man. There's a lot going on, but I can honestly say that it's just all coming together. I mean, I'm gonna summarize it like that, honestly. it's all coming together, and it's all starting to make sense too.
All right. All right. As it's supposed to. As it's supposed to. Did you have any questions or anything else you want to share with us more deeply?
Not necessarily, but I did want to chat a little bit about the contract breaking though.
Okay.
Because that one was like, I know it wasn't as very detailed. You know, we did it with the whole collective, but man, I saw some wild stuff. And then like even now, like back down in this physical reality, I'm starting to see and I see and feel it different. Like with these eyes right here, I see it's like reality is starting to mesh a little bit. But that's allowing for me to like look back at where I was and see where I'm at now, and allow for a clearer vision to come through. Like you remember back when I don't think it was like one of the first spiritual clearings that we had. Well, I came to you for like a third eye clearing, and like it's really all starting to like that's it's like clockwork, you know. All the gears are starting to pull together, and everything's operating on as it should be.
That's good because they're, like I said, we're in a kind of a spiritual reset right now, with the golden age, right? So it's giving us all time to really prepare. See, before the energies were just coming, things were getting, kind of ridiculous throughout the world. All kind of energies were flowing, and it was becoming overwhelming, right? But the way that, and I have to show you, I keep forgetting, I got to show you how the wavelength looks, so you can see what I'm talking about. But we have this quick kind of reset, or just imagine if the waves go like this, but there's also these smaller blips in it as well. So right now we're in a small blip before it goes into a big drop, right? We're in a small blip. So in that small blip, things are normalizing, but at the same time, we're still close enough to the other spiritual realities, right, to where we can still interact with them, but it's in a more controlled manner, right? And but it's important that we all do our best to try to prepare, because eventually that energy is going to go back. It's going to flip. You're going to see once again that flood of energies, and those who are not prepared, going to experience a lot of hardships. They're going to experience a lot of hardships, and some of them are going to either be caught off guard by certain spiritual energies, right? They're going to be caught off guard by it. It's going to like kind of eat them alive type deal. Or they're going to have like these bad experiences, and they're not even going to know why it's happening. They're not even going to be able to see what's going on. They're just seeing the physical experience, right? Some will see, most will see the actual spiritual experience, but it'll be so overwhelming because they did not prepare for it that it can. Some will kind of prepare for it, but you won't really be equipped. You really won't have the skills to deal with it. And those are the energies that the dark entities, they love the most. And dark energy, they love the ones who are like activated, but don't have any control, real control of their power, right? So they can easily, because it's like candy. It's just like candy waiting to be eaten, because it's like you're nice and ripe, but you don't know what you're doing. Good, and I'm going to feast, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to take advantage of all this. I'm gonna say training, but really it's preparing you for the future, but really it's the real thing. We kind of still scratching the surface, but like I feel like we're in the heat of it now, and everything you can do to take advantage of this window while it's here, you should. that's how I'm feeling. Especially when it comes to my purpose, my who I am, my creativity. Like I've been on one. It's not a day when I haven't gotten up and was like, I'm not creating something at all. So I'm definitely taking advantage of all the time I can get.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I would say, yeah, definitely. When it comes to purpose, we all have our own individual purposes, but then we also have a collective purpose. We have a collective purpose, right? It's just like if we're all on a team, right? We all have our own individual purpose on that team, but then ultimately we have a collective purpose on that team as well, right? So, as a team, as a human team, you can say, or a star seed team, or whatever, however you want to look at it, right? We collectively all need to be, those who are on that team, we need to be at our best.
For sure.
Right? And you got to attack it like you would attack. You can't treat it like a hobby, basically.
Yeah.
You can't treat it like a hobby, right? You got to treat it like your life depends on it, because it does. Because it does. So, maybe like thinking about it like, okay, well, maybe people who've been in situations where, if they don't pass this test, they fail the grade, right? If they don't, peace to envy, Nani. If they don't, if you don't work these extra 20 hours this week, you're not gonna be able to pay rent or something like that. You got to put yourself. But also diet-wise as well. And I'm really pushing myself in all those areas, not only so I can reach those areas myself, but I'm trying to, the faster I grow and get to certain levels, the quicker I can then relay it to everyone else on what to do, right? So a big part of my purpose I see as far as the Star Seed team, the way I look at my purpose is, yeah, I gotta, be a professional spiritual light being like everyone else. But I also discovered that I need to be on the forefront of that so I can relay the regiment to everyone else so that they can get there in time, because there is a time frame. There is a time frame.
It's funny that you said that, because when you got on here, you asked me about like how's my sleeping going and my downloads. I think I haven't documented any recently, but most of them have been the same. I've been seeing myself like at the forefront of a celestial army. Like I can't even begin to explain like the spectrum of it, but because it's like it's universal, like it's on a cosmic level. But I got like images of the sky changing colors. There was deities popping up left and right, scorching and barren lands, armies in battle, and I wasn't part of it, but I was like commanding it, because it was my presence in it of it all. But at the same time, I saw like both sides of it, with the light side that could win, the dark side that could come out on top, and I'm not sure what the message in it all was, but the overall arcing of it was that I'm claiming my place where I'm supposed to be.
It is. You can find some metaphorical explanations to that, but I would give it a more of a literal type of explanation. We as a spiritual community, I guess you could say, has spent a lot of time in the metaphoricals. And at a certain point, I came to realize, like, this is more than metaphorical. It's actually quite literal, right? These battles, we've been through these battles before.
Right.
And we are going to go through them again, and the next one is coming, right? So I would take that as that the next one is coming. Like, okay, well, if you remember the dream, the experience, right? And you saw how, if it's a celestial army, well, that means you got to have celestial powers, right? Have you seen the show Solo Leveling?
No, that's the one I want to watch. Is it on Hulu?
I don't know, but I've been watching it on Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay. I don't have Crunchyroll, but I wanted to watch it.
I watch it on Crunchyroll. You can also even just because the Crunchyroll is they're on season 2 or what have you, but all of the actual chapters are you can just read the manga.
Okay.
And the manga actually looks exactly like the actual show. It's like they literally just made it. It's in color and everything. It looks just like the show. The only difference is that in the show they're actually moving on the versus the manga, right? But if you want to read the manga, it's already finished. The whole thing is already finished. It ended in like 2023. And whether you watch that or if you watch anything really, but Solo Leveling it's a little more. I find each show that I watch becomes a little more accurate or a little more incongruent with what's actually going on. And when you have these, celestial wars basically happening, the celestial war is going to happen no matter what.
Right.
But just like in Jujutsu Kaisen, just like in Soul Leveling, just like in My Hero Academia, just like whatever any of these shows, remember, the majority of the people are just regular people. And those regular people, they get squashed. Right? So if you look at it from that perspective, understand that, we may see ourselves as just regular beings in this regular reality. And then we see these celestial visions in our mind. And then it feels safer to think, oh, that's like a metaphorical representation. Right? But it's a lot more than that. In some ways, there's some metaphorical representation, but in a lot of ways, it's a literal representation.
Yeah.
Right? So what are you going to do if a celestial being comes into the Earth's, plane? Right? Are you going to use your metaphorical understanding? Right? Are you're going to get squashed? You are going to get squashed. Right? So, at this point in time, I'm just trying to let people know since I'm going to share with everybody, hey, you might want to get real serious about it because, things are going to happen. And I'll just say the celestial energies don't care whether or not you're ready or not. That's not how war doesn't. Whether there's a physical war like in Ukraine, whether there's World War II, World War III, the war doesn't care if you're ready or not. It does not care. Just like how normal people don't prepare for a physical war to come onto their soil, right? But it can happen, and it does happen, and it's happening right now all the time across the world, right? So if you know that it can happen in real life, just being ready for someone to come into your house, being ready to defend your family, right? This is why I continue, keep my fighting skills sharp and try to keep sharpening them, because being a father, I never want to get my ass kicked in front of my son, so I always want to be ready, right?
Right.
In fact, when he was born, that's when I actually started trying to learn how to fight at that moment because I was like, I don't want to be the dad that loses, right? So or the husband or the lover that loses. I don't want to be that person. So I look at it the same way on the spiritual aspect as well. I'm like, I don't want to be the one that loses to these beings, right? I don't want to lose to these spiritual contract versions of them. So I prepare. So I've prepared. I've worked myself to deal with them, to remove them, to fight them, to kick their ass, right? Well, what's the next level? Well, now it's the fifth dimensional beings, where you're no longer fighting these beings in a spiritual realm with your spiritual body. Like, no, you're fighting these spiritual beings in this physical realm. Right? Now, what are you going to do? Right. But you got to be willing to or be comfortable enough with yourself to accept that as a reality. That's the only way you can. If you accept that as a real reality, as a real possibility, as a most likely to happen, then you're going to free yourself of your limitations. Now you can ask yourself those limitations, right? But that's only going to happen if for those who decide like nah, celestial beings can really come onto the earth and really fuck us up. I need to be ready.
Raise your vibration so you be in tune with them celestial bodies.
Right, you got to raise your vibration. You got to think about who teaches people how to. Who do you know in real life, or even that's alive right now? Who do you know who has superpowers?
Can I say me?
Okay, well, what do you mean when you say you? What superpowers do you have?
Linguistic.
What do you mean?
If you can consider that the superpower.
I don't mean metaphorical superpowers. I mean like powers that, like actual, like in Marvel, like in DC universe. Like, who do you know who has powers like that? Who do you know? Who have you seen? Even if someone online, you be like, yeah, there's one person online, they have those abilities. Who would that be?
Probably no one then.
Probably no one, right? And see, but see that's a problem. That's a problem. Right. Now, when it comes to I'm sure you know plenty of people who have, higher than normal vibrations. Right. And you would probably say yourself, you're one of those people.
Like I can get a mild form of telepathy, like hearing people's thoughts if they think about something close to me. Like that's
right. So you got these slightly higher vibrational, energies, right? You can find people like that, but who do you know who just has this? Who has this incredible mastery of these type of abilities? Right. Now I've met I've met a couple of people who has some very strong telepathy abilities, right? Or people who see dead people everywhere all the time, right? But that's about that's the furthest I've seen though.
Right.
That's the furthest I've seen, right? So to me, that means that to go to vibrations where I'm talking about, being, like a Dr. Manhattan, being a Superman, being a Green Lantern, being those type of beings, we're talking about, levels that we can't really even fathom yet, which means that to even get there, to even activate ourselves to get there, we can't even fathom what that would take. All right. So that means also that we're going to have to take it way more seriously than we're currently as a planet taking it. We have to take it way more seriously because it's if we know that people have these mild forms of these abilities, that means that there have to be beings out there that have supreme versions of these abilities. That's what that has to be. If this is a low version, there has to be a high version, right?
Right.
And that being said, if there are positive or good high vibrational entities, that also has to mean that there are some negative high vibrational entities as well. Right. And as far as us collectively, I don't see us collectively as a planet just all of a sudden just vibrating higher. I see it as maybe the first few thousand, it's going to be a fight to become high vibrational like that. To become 50, it's going to be a fight. And then when enough people have fought their way up to these high levels, then it'll become easier for the rest of the planet to do so. But the way how we kind of have the story, which is like we're kind of like, a certain date comes and we're all just going to activate. Well, one, that's true and it's untrue. That date already happened. We already have activated. But now we activate to the switch is turned on, but the powers don't just start flooding out. That's not how it works. It's like, no, the switch is turned on. Now you have the opportunity to exercise those powers to get them up to, an S rank hero, right? As they would say in One Punch Man, right? You have the ability, but if you don't exercise them, you're gonna stay base level. You're gonna stay base level.
I see that. Activate that X gene, go into the training room or the danger room as they call it. What's named that, the X gene?
Right. Because even the X-Men, their powers activate. Boom. Okay, but then they have to exercise them to improve them, to strengthen them, to grow them. Right. Yeah. The more harder you train, obviously, the faster that growth is going to be.
And it's I'm glad that you said that we've already had that activation, because a lot of people don't even it was a lot of mutants where the X gene in them, it was dormant. And the Sentinels, they can pick that, they advanced their technology far enough where they could just pick that up and then hunt them down, to even if they never got a chance to defend themselves because they never knew they had the gene, that they never exercised it, they never had the training, so they were just taken out.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because that reminds me. Because for those who may think, okay, well, the celestial armies and beings, that might be a thing, that might not be a thing. I don't know, that sounds too science fictional, right? Too cartoonish, right? That's fine. But what you cannot argue with is that there are, for quite some time, there have been certain groups that have been trying to block and hinder and even shut off a lot of the planet's X gene users, right? Certain nations, certain organizations that have been trying to, that's where you got the fluoride, right? This is where you get all the chemicals, this is where you get all these things. It's keep those genes, to make those genes dormant and to keep them dormant, right? But the thing is, the genes are activating as well. So that's part of the AI concept. The AI concept is to create certain robotics, as because some of us our vibrations going to rise anyway. That's just the way it's going to go, right? It's only so much you can do with the chemicals, right? So a lot of us are just adapting, right? So then they have to build these AI sentinel type of constructs to battle us, to fight, to keep us in control, right? Just like you've seen in the Matrix, right? So no matter what, whether it's celestial beings or whether it's sentinels on the planet itself, or there's robots on the planet itself, in order to fight them, in order to win. See, a lot of people are like, well, what if you just change countries? What if we just fly to Mars, right? What if we just, you're trying to run away from the battle, right? There's only so many places you can go. Eventually, you're going to have to fight. Or you will be killed or you'll be enslaved. Right? And regular fighting methods are not going to work anymore. Right? Remember, how did the Haitians win? Do you know how the Haitians won against the French?
I've seen the lesson before, but re-educate me on it.
The main reason why the Haitians won is because they would do spiritual rituals to call upon their ancestors to possess them, so because the thing is, and I've seen this and I've experienced this firsthand, so quite a few times, so I know how this works. Your body is this ultimate machine, the ultimate machine. But when you come into the body and you're born, you everything is done for you not to realize this and to be disconnected from your own body. When other spirits possess your body, I don't know if they all understand, but at least some of them understand that this body is limitless. So then they will do some incredible things with your body if you let them possess you completely. And that's how the Haitians won, because they would let themselves be possessed. So through that possession, they would get shot, they would get stabbed, and they would continue to fight. Because the spirit in them doesn't recognize death, because it's already dead, and it understands it's not real anyway. And the story goes, actually, it was only when soldiers would look, like if someone pointed out, hey, you've been shot, and they looked down, boom, then they would die. Because the original spirit holder of that body would be triggered by seeing that, and they would come back into the fold because they're like, oh my God, I've been shot. And they would believe that I have to be dead then.
Ooh. Bro, I think a spirit possessed my body before. Can I give you a quick little story time?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So boom, right? I live in one of the most ghetto cities in America, Baltimore, right? And I'm out doing some DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And a group of unruly people, they decide to hassle me. You know, give me a little trouble, a little issue. And one of the guys ends up getting into a fight with me. Right? After the first hit, I'm like, I got serious. No more talking, because I tried to dissuade him from doing this. Like, bro, you trust me, you don't want these problems. But I did it in a way where, because I was annoyed, because, like, bro, why you coming up to me? I'm on a job. I'm trying to get some money. Like, get out of my business. So He hits me once. I look him dead in the eyes like, do it again. He did it again. So next thing I know, there was just a voice in my head guiding me, directing me, saying, slip, boom, duck the punch from him, throw a right, bow, hit him in the jaw, hit it, throw a knee him in the groin, throw a headbutt, headbutted him straight in the nose. And it wasn't me, but it was me. I just heard the voice in my head guiding my actions, and I felt the actions as they came out. I don't know who it was, but something entered my body that wasn't me, and it brought out like this like, I'm gonna give you the example because I know you understand it. The ultra ego, but you know, like it was something where every time I got hit, it fueled me, and I. Like towards the end of the fight, his friends had it end up coming to save his ass, and like they had to jump me to get me down. But at the end of it all, when I finally came back to, all I saw around me was just a bunch of dark fire, and like I felt the fury of Sekhmet in my body, bro. Like it was crazy.
So I wouldn't necessarily. That's like a.
It was more so like adrenaline. Cause like after the fight, I did not realize my damage until I actually came back to and was like, and started breathing like.
I wouldn't necessarily call that I wouldn't call that a possession. It was, you definitely had help, right? You had help. It was more like an activation. It's more like an activation where you were in control, but see, when you start to activate, it can almost feel like you're not in control. Because the more activated you become, the more automatic things become. And that automaticness can feel like I'm not in control, right? But actually, you're just at a higher level of control, right? So what you were experiencing, I could tell, was a higher level of control, where, you know, certain things got tapped into, bam, certain genes got cut on, and then there was a being there was an entity there to assist you in saying, because it recognized, or it may have been the one to cut you on, like, hey, get ready, all right, do this, do that. You're online, so now I'm gonna help you since you're online right now. That type of deal, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I would say that was not so much a possession, because a possession, if you were in possession, you wouldn't have been aware. You would have been you would have been like in a sunken place type deal, more in a sunken place.
Like taking a back seat while somebody else is in control.
Right. Well, you're just not doing anything. Right.
So yeah, it probably was more like a guided thing.
More like a guided, and you were still there.
Yeah.
You were still there. Right. Which is ultimately how you want it to be. So you don't want to be in a sunken place. You really don't want to be in a if you have to, it can be helpful sometimes to do for possession. But see, that's the thing about possessions, though. When there's a possession, there's a contract with that possession. People go through contracts all the time like this, especially like if you've been molested as a child or something, right? During the molestation, you'll like black out. You know, when you like people drink too much and they black out, that's a possession. Because it becomes so overwhelming that they let some alter ego version of them take over. They say, I can't deal with this. But as soon as you do that, you create a contract with that because you had to split yourself to do that. Right. So that's why the Haitians, whenever and other like the Zulus, they've done this before too. When they went to war, after the war, they have to do a ritual to break that contract with those beings that they were using for war. Otherwise, that energy will continue to linger. So, though possession has been utilized, it is not what we need to be focused on. That's not what we should be trying to do what you did, which is activation.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I got hit, immediately I'm like, hey, yeah, it activated. It's first, like something clicked in me. In my mind, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not fuck around with that, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's activation. We're probably operating. See, I have a colleague of mine who told me of this story where he got activated and he was like on a I ended up going in the spiritual realm and figuring out later on that he was like a spiritual brother of mine. But he went through this activation while being like on a bridge, and he was in a car with whoever was driving, and I guess it was like some sort of like a traffic jam or something. I don't know what it was. And he was saying how all of a sudden he just felt activated, and he got out the car, and he just felt like a superhero, like a Superman. And then he like was like walking, he had his shirt off, and then he like what did he do? I think he like picked up one car. He didn't pick up the whole car, but he like just lifted a car, or like he moved a car with his bare hands. He like moved the car, and then he like pushed like this 18-wheeler. But he was limited in what he could do, and it was like he was there, but he wasn't there. But he was there, but he was like just not feeling quite like himself, and he's had like kind of this super strength. And then something told him, he was like, when he was he had moved like a small car, then he tried to move his 18-wheeler, and he kind of like barely nudged it. And he was like, man, I'm only like 2% activated right now. All right. And this was like some years ago before I even had met him. He told me about this story. And that was the only experience he ever had like that. He hadn't had one since then. Right. But I've always held that story with me. And so when I think about our activation, see, he was saying how he was able to move a car, right? And he's saying he was only at 2%. So imagine what percent are we at? See, when you were fighting that dude, you might have only been at 0.5%, 1%. So imagine what your potential really is.
Oh no, yeah. If that fight continued longer than it would have, I would have been like at least like 12% activated, and I would have left a wake of bodies in that fight. Like true.
Right, it could that could happen, and really a good example of this is the movie Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ever see Unbreakable with Bruce Willis? Watch.
I don't really watch a lot of movies.
All of the secrets are in the movies.
Yeah, they are.
I've had my son.
It sounds like the 80s or something. Was it from the 80s?
Nah, it's in the 2000s.
Oh.
It's in the 2000s. Like I've had my son watching. He's watched at least over the past 6 months. He's watched at least 100, 150 movies probably. It's about like a movie a day. I have them, and it's just this list of movies from about 1999 till about 2017, 2018, right? All these movies that I'm having him watch, I have a list of movies that I have watched that I know would mold his mind in the direction that it needs to for him to feel and understand the confidence in himself, to open up his imagination, to understand the world on a deeper level, on a broader scale, right? One of those was Unbreakable, where it's about a guy who he had superhuman abilities, but he didn't know it, and they were subtle. He would never get sick. He would never like get injured. It's like he had super strength, but he didn't know he had super strength. He just knew he was pretty strong, right? But he never pushed himself to see how strong he really was. So it wasn't until he was like, and then he ended up surviving this big train crash. Now Samuel L. Jackson's in the movie as well. He's the bad guy. And it's actually a trilogy because it starts off with Unbreakable, then it goes to this other movie called Split, and then it goes to another movie called Mr. Glass. You should watch all three of those, and then you'll have a really good understanding of what I'm talking about.
Unbreakable Bruce Willis. Okay.
Unbreakable, then Split. Split is not. It's like it's not a sequel, but it's like how like Marvel will do like an Iron Man movie, then a Thor movie, and then bring them together later. It was like that. It's like they did this Unbreakable, then they did Split, and then they ended up meeting in this movie called Mr. Glass, or Glass, called Glass. And you got to watch them, because Unbreakable is going to show you the energy of a being who's tapping into their soul energy and slowly uncovering it, because he's like Bruce Willis in the movie. He's like 40 something, or representing a 40, 50-year-old man who's bringing these powers out that was always there, but he didn't realize it until he started to test himself. Split is about an individual who's dealing with possession and dealing with a split soul. And he has these alter egos, which are all part pieces of his soul. One of those pieces is called the Beast. And the Beast is the only one out of all his personalities who has these superhuman abilities. Right? But the difference between the two is that the Beast is limited in his ability because he's a broken piece of the soul. The Unbreakable man, his is unlimited because his soul is not split, is not broken. Therefore, if he keeps refining it, he can keep growing it. He also comes to find out that not only does he have super strength, if he keeps pushing himself, he also finds out that he has pristine intuition, where he can touch people and see, the evil that they've done. Or maybe even the slightly wrong that they've done. Maybe they just stole a piece of candy, right? Maybe they just, ran a red light. But this other person, you might see like, oh, they have a gun on them and they plan on shooting up the building, So, or they have some kids, locked up somewhere, right? So those were, huh?
That's an easy power to access too. Was it the clear touch sense? Sentience?
I'm not sure exactly what they call it when you can touch and see, but I guess there's definitely some form of clairvoyance.
Yeah.
It's definitely some form of clairvoyance.
But that's a real powerful one though, because there are actual tribes on Earth that can tell your whole bloodline just from touch.
Well, yes. I mean, if you go to different places in the Caribbeans and different shamans in Africa, probably Australia, even in certain places, I would say in China with the melanated Chinese are up there. You can find all kind of people that can do those type of things, right? Um, and there are beings. It's like there's monks out there that can, be set on fire and survive, and there's those who can, who do have some, super strength type abilities and things like that, right? Um, um, so there's definitely evidence of that, actually happening, actually being there. But if you watch the movies, you'll find that there's a group, there's an organization that they show you in the last part of the movie in Glass that's trying to keep those being submerged. They're trying to keep them under control. They're trying to wipe them out, or they're trying to, use them for their own, missions, right? Or they're trying to, find ways to nullify their abilities, stop the activation, from happening, right? So these things are really happening, and the thing is, see, if you start activating your powers, and then some SWAT looking type guys come out of a white van to come get you, are you going to be able to stop them? Right? Like you stopped the one guy, but you couldn't stop all of them, right? But if you were activated enough, you could have stopped all of them, right? So stressful situations are going to naturally cause us to activate.
That's true.
Stressful situations would naturally cause it, but if you only wait for the stressful situations to come, then when they activate, you're not going to be activated enough. And then if you activate enough to be put on a radar, now someone will come get you, right?
That's what but that's why I said that in the beginning. I think my verbal abilities are a superpower, because the more I write, number one, the better I get. The more I write, the better I get with music. Two, the stuff that I write about is like, I don't want to say bringing awareness to a higher state, but like I write from a place where I like channel a different energy, where it speaks on like raising a vibration, or like if you hear it, you would want to be like, okay, well, maybe I could look at my life and do better for myself, on some that kind of vibe. And there are a lot of people in music who don't even realize the power of music, the power of your lyrics, the power of your tongue, where they're saying all like a bunch of things, like promoting the illicit drug use, the violence, the sex, and all of that, in our community. And that's been put there for a reason, so that people like me won't raise their vibration to put out some sensical music to at least address what's going on, or bring awareness to people who are just saying the same things and repetitive things, and is really bringing it down great in their power,
Right. So
that's one reason why I say that my verbal skills are.
So your verbal skills are a superpower, but see, there's still levels to that. How strong are your verbal skills? See, to you they seem strong. Okay, are your verbal skills as strong as Jay-Z's though? Meaning, when Jay-Z says "death to auto-tune" died. When Cat Williams says 2024 is the year of the truth was revealed all year. Right? So those are examples of individuals who have the same power you have, but on a much higher scale. Where when they say something, the world just changed, right? You can be like that, but you have to develop it.
Right.
You know, they developed theirs, right? So you have to develop it. If you remember, or if you ever seen Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a guy who always says salmon all the time. Because if he says any actual, his power is words. So whatever he says, it happens. It happens. If he says blow up, it blows up. If it says transform, it transforms it. His voice is his power. So he has to say random like sushi words to not accidentally manifest something that he didn't really mean to manifest or create, right? That's power, right? So it's not enough. It's good to like, okay, I recognize I have some power in this. Okay, but how far are you developing it though?
You're right.
How far have you taken it? And then the easy way to try to figure out, okay, well, what would it look like if I were to take it to another level? Let me find an example. I just showed you. I just told you some examples. Right? So let's know if I can't do what Jay-Z did or Cat Williams did, then I'm not doing anything yet. Right?
Keyword yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not doing anything yet. Yeah. You know, I know how to use my voice where I can say certain things, just like I use certain things to break contracts off people, right? I can say certain things I can remove mosquitoes off of me. I've done it quite a few times. I've removed ants out of a space by using my voice. I've removed people fighting, people with guns out of my space by using my voice, right? So you know, I've activated alter ego or soul energy, you know, in my son before using my voice. I know how to use my voice to create a physical change in real time. Right? But I still haven't fully developed it. I still haven't gone to, there's still higher levels to go to, right? But,
Right.
you know, but those are examples of me exercising that ability, right? I know what it feels like to activate an energy to where I'm stronger all of a sudden. That the strength you felt when you fought that guy, I've done that, you know, at will before, a couple of times, right? But then when I stopped doing it for a long period of time because of some injuries, when I tried to all of a sudden do it again, it ended up draining me because I had stopped practicing. The first time I did it was kind of like on accident. Then I started like playing with it, and then I ended up getting injured because my body wasn't ready to handle it. It wasn't healthy enough to handle that type of energy. So I ended up hurting. It like a ligament just ended up popping in like in my wrist, right? So, and then I took so much time off when I came back to try to do it. It's like instead of activating, my body shut down completely. Like, what are you doing? Like you haven't done this in like 6 months. Now you're just trying to activate this energy back up again, right? And it actually tired me all the way out, right?
Yeah.
So you have to practice all of these, whatever spiritual modality that's your gift or that you actually have even more gifts than you realize. But no matter what it is, you got to practice it, and then you got to push it. You got to push it to too many of us are just trying to like stay like small with it and just be on these low levels and like, you know, like you said, mildly mild levels of clairvoyance and mild levels of intuition. Like you got to push yourself.
Yeah.
You got to push yourself. Right, to where you're like a shaman, where you can just touch somebody and you know what they have for breakfast this morning, right? But that part doesn't come on accident. That part comes through practice and through pushing yourself, through training. That comes through training.
Yeah.
Ashe.
I think that's a good place to cap off because my battery's running low.
Ashe. So
thanks for having me on.
It is good. Thank you for being on. We'll catch you tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
And I know Kong No Pause was on here earlier, but you know we was getting it in, so my bad, Kong No Pause, if you're not on here anymore. Someone text me. Oh shit. But yes, these it's somewhat like the movie Wanted. Wanted's another good movie. When the main character was under massive stress, which caused him to accurately shoot the wings. Shoot the wings and fly off. I'll shade to that. Let's see. Let's bring Kong No Pause on real quick. Yes, I take these movies very seriously. I didn't always take them seriously. They were just cool movies. But then eventually I started realizing, like, wait a minute, these movies are training manuals. They're training manuals. Right. I can't hear you, Kong No Pause. It's like it's trying to load, but you're not coming on. Yeah, you weren't coming on. Maybe you want to try again. Maybe if I invite you, or let's see, let's try it this way. Yeah, Kong No Pause is still just not connecting. Yeah. Doesn't seem to want to connect tonight for some reason. Yes, I take it very seriously. So I'm doing some very intense, very heavy now spiritual work, as well as really ramped up my nutrition plan, and my supplements and things like that. Trying to be as accurate. I try to bring you on, Kong. I accepted your thing, but it's not bringing you on. Right, and I'm just I've been studying nutrition for quite some time, and I've tested different things and tried different things, and it is a challenge. Nutrition is a challenge. It's not hard to be healthy, but it's hard to maximize your health, though. It is hard to maximize your health, and that's the part where I've been really diligently trying to figure out what's the proper formula, right? And I feel like I'm getting quite close to that formula now. It's been many years of me trying to figure it out, trying to put it all together, trying to understand, not just see, it's one thing just to know about all the herbs that you can take, right? And this has this vitamin, and this has this mineral, and this has this electrolyte, and this has, you can list all these things off, but health is a war, it's a battle. And we're in such a deep health war right now that it takes more than just a few herbs. It takes more than just a few herbs. And in fact, a lot of our answers to maximizing your health is not in the herbs. It's not really in the herbs. There's essentially, there's a few herbs, a couple of herbs that can be very useful. And when I say, I'm not saying that there's only like 2 or 3 herbs in general, but like for each person, maybe taking 2 or 3 herbs, would be, useful. Whatever 2 or 3 that you are taking, But really, it's more. It's about certain supplementations. Um, there's just certain, you know, it's about knowing what you need to remove out of the body, as well as knowing what you need to put into the body, as well as knowing, shade to honey ivy, as well as knowing what your body can actually break down. What your body can actually, what is actually, and what it can't break down, what it's struggling to break down. What nutrients are absorbable, which ones are not so absorbable, which ones are natural, which ones are synthetic, how many times you're eating, when you're eating, you know, breath work, meditation, like it gets really deep in it, in order to maximize one health. So I'm prayer, all these things. So I'm really, you know, pushing myself to get a mastery over it, and get the mastery results over it, so that I can then share that, you know, with you all and give you the full blueprint, you know, as well as give you the blueprint on how to check to see, you know, because for the most part, I can see based off of, I've done enough studying now and experimenting and seeing things that I understand, okay, for the most part, for most people, it's going to be a certain regimen. At the same time, there are going to be some small differences depending on the person, right? And the most accurate way to depict that is to be able to know what tests to get done. Right? There's some tests that I'm going to that I plan on getting done myself. So that I can, you know, have a little bit better understanding as well. But I'll say to that. So, Angel, just in case anybody is wondering, you know, because of my health journey, I am not a vegan. Right? For anybody who thinks that might be the case, you need to be a vegan in order, like, actually. I would say, baby, veganism is on the menu, but I believe that too many of us are moving too fast into veganism. As well as I think, like, veganism is different in this day and time versus if you were to be a vegan 50 years ago, it probably would be the best thing you could do. But because of the quality of plants that we are subjected to, going straight into veganism, I wouldn't say is the healthiest thing to do. Not for maximum health. It may improve your health, but for maximum results, I wouldn't say that that's the best route to go. So I figure we chat about the bison, Ashe, right? The bison, exactly. Because I do the bison, and I do fish, right? Right now, I'm on, like, I do I do a Brazilian nut smoothie, and I drink and drink some fruit juices throughout the week, and then I'll eat some either bison or fish about anywhere from 2 to maybe 3 times a week. Typically about 2 times a week at the moment. I've been averaging about 2 times a week. And that has actually allowed me to keep my weight on as well. It allowed me to keep my weight, so I haven't like lost any weight or anything. So I started to lose weight at first, and then once it balanced itself out, I actually started to gain weight with just eating. Just doing my Brazilian nut fruit smoothies every day, and then having, you know, bison or fish twice a week, you know, and I've still been able to actually gain a little bit of weight, actually. Calling up, I tried to restart my phone, but it won't let me send it. I tried to send it to you. I tried to add you, but it just wasn't. It did the same thing. I tried to add you, tried to add me again, and it just wasn't working. But let's call no pause. Come back tomorrow. We'll try again tomorrow. Okay, I'll try again tomorrow with you, Ashe. So go ahead, call it night, because I actually need to get some meditation done. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm a little behind schedule. So go ahead and say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. And may Kamalika, it is done. And we'll see you tomorrow.